come my way, a girl to hold in my arms and know the magic of her charms. 'Cause I want a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Dream lover, where are you? With a love oh so true, and the hand that I can hold, feel you near as I grow old. 'Cause I want a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Someday, I don't know how, I hope she'll hear my plea. Some way, I don't know how, she'll bring her love to me. Dream lover, until then, I'll go to sleep and dream again. That's the only thing to do, till all my lover's dreams come true. 'Cause I want a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Dream lover, until then, I'll go to sleep and dream again. That's the only thing to do, till all my lover's dreams come true. 'Cause I want a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Please don't make me dream alone. I beg you, don't make me dream alone. No, I don't wanna dream alone.
Thank you. Please be seated. Give me a second to Patrick, will you please take your bride's hand and step forward, and we can begin this new journey in your lives. Okay, hand your bouquet over. Love. You look lovely. We are gathered here today on July the 18th to witness the coming together of two people, Patrick Soto and Nicole Koch, whose hearts and spirits are entwined as one. They now desire to profess before all the world their intention henceforth to walk the road of life together. These two young people, this marriage is going to signify the birth of a new spirit, a spirit of which is a part of each of us, yet not one of us alone. This birth of spirit reminds us of summer, the season when all life is blooming. So therefore, it is appropriate that this wedding of Patrick and Nicole be in the summer, and that it be under the open sky, where we are close to the earth, unity of life, and the totality of all living things of which we are a part. The beliefs and thoughts about love which motivate these two people are perhaps expressed best in the words from The Art of Marriage. The little things are the big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say I love you at least once a day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is at no time taking the other for granted. Your courtship should not end with the honeymoon and should continue throughout all your years. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together to face the world, forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It is doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking the words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not expecting the husband to wear a halo or the wife to have the wings of an angel. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and to forget, and giving each other an atmosphere into which each can grow. It is finding room for things of the spirit, a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It is not marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner. Therefore, today's celebration of the human affection is an outward sign of a sacred and inward commitment, which religious societies may consecrate, states may legalize, but which neither can create nor annul. Such a union like this can only be created by loving purpose, maintained by an abiding will, and renewed by human feelings and intentions. It is in this spirit that you two now come to be wed. These vows that you are about to say are truly the words of your marriage. Do you, Nicole, knowing this man's love for you and returning it, realizing his strengths and learning from them, recognizing his weaknesses and overcoming them, do you take Patrick to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
Adrian, could you please step forward and give Nicole her ring for Patrick? Because you are the one who is symbolizing all of your family's friends, love, and well wishes. You are warming that ring with all the love that these people are bringing to this new celebration, to this new marriage. Thank you. So, Nicole, please place the ring on his finger and repeat after me. Patrick. Patrick. Ready? I promise to love you.
I promise to love you,
honor you, and always be honest with you.
honor you, and always be honest with you.
I will be your faithful partner and support you through life,
I will be your faithful partner and support you through life,
through the joys and hardships.
through the joys and hardships.
I will only believe the best about you
I will only believe the best about you
and look for your good qualities.
and look for your good qualities.
With your love, you have made me infinitely happy.
With With your love, you have made me infinitely happy.
And I will do all in my power to give you happiness.
And I will do all in my power to give you happiness.
For every day for the rest of our lives.
Every day for the rest of our lives.
And do you, Patrick, knowing this woman's love for you and returning it, realizing her strengths and learning from them, recognizing her weaknesses and helping her overcome them, do you take Nicole to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
Chris, could you step forward and give Patrick his ring for Nicole? Because again, yay, you have been the one who has been warming the rings with all the love and the friendship of everybody here today and giving your blessings to this new marriage. Thank you. So again, Patrick, please place the ring on Nicole's finger and repeat after me. Nicole, I promise to love you.
Nicole, I promise to love you,
Honor you.
honor you,
And always be honest with you.
always be honest.
I will be your devoted partner and support you through the joys and hardships of life.
I will be your devoted partner and support you through the joys and hardships of life.
I will only believe the best about you
I will only believe the best about you
and look for your good qualities.
and look for your good qualities.
With your love,
With your love,
you have made me completely happy.
you have made me completely happy.
I will do all in my power to give you happiness
I will do all in my power to give you happiness
every day for the rest of our lives.
every day for the rest of our lives.
So let these rings that you have gifted each other not serve as locks, binding you together, but as keys, unlocking the secrets of your heart for each other. And knowing those, thus, will bring you closer together. And now, Patrick and Nicole, in seeking fulfillment in love, you will find that these words from the poet Khalil Gibran will be speaking from your hearts today. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself, to wake at dawn with a winged heart, and to give thanks for another day of loving, to rest at the noon hour and meditate love's ecstasy, to return home eventide with gratitude, and then sleep with a prayer for the beloved in your heart and a song of praise on your lips. So Patrick, you may now kiss your bride. So if you could give her back her bouquet. Switch hands. Okay. So it is with great pleasure to introduce this newly wedded couple. Woohoo! You are now man and wife. Woohoo! The new Mr. and Mrs. Patrick Soldo. Go walk, walk.
When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheeks? Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23. And I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe just the touch of a hand. Well, me, I fall in love with you every single day. And I just wanna tell you I am. So honey, now take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud, maybe we gone and my memory fades, and the crowds don't remember my name. When my hands don't play the strings the same way, I know you will still love me the same. 'Cause honey, your soul could never grow old, it's evergreen. And baby, your smile's forever in my mind and memory. I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways, and maybe it's all part of a plan. Well, I'll just keep on making the same mistakes, hoping that you'll understand. But baby, now take me into your loving arms, kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Oh darling, place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud that maybe we found love right where we are. Or maybe we found love right where we are. And we found love right where we are.
Starting us off, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Nicole's parents, Kevin and Teresa Koch. All right, folks, keep it going for Patrick's mother, Patricia Brewer, and her husband, Charlie Brewer. Keep it going for Patrick's father, Fred Saldo, and his girlfriend, Mary Sykes. Folks, put your hands together. Make some noise for your bridal party! Keep it going for them, everybody. Let them hear ya. Keep it going for the bridal party as they make their way to the dance floor. Let them hear ya. Keep it coming, bridal party, keep it coming. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you could all please rise and welcome your brand new bride and groom. Let them hear it, the new Mr. and Mrs. Saldo. Keep it going for a brand new bride and groom one time, everybody.
Let the bow break
break, let it come down, crash. Let the sun fade out to a dark sky. I can't say I'd even notice it was absent, 'cause I could live by the light in your eyes. Unfold before you what I've strung together, the very first words of a lifelong, a love letter. Tell the world that we finally got it all right. I choose you. I will become yours and you will become mine. I choose you. I choose you. There was a time when I would have believed them if they told me you could not come true, just love's illusion. But then you found me and everything changed, and I believe in something again. My whole heart will be yours forever. This is a beautiful start to a lifelong love letter. Tell the world that we finally got it all right. I choose you. I will become yours and you will become mine. I choose you. I choose.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the new Mr. and Mrs. Saldo. All right, folks, at this time, if I can please get Nicole's father, Kevin, on down to the dance floor to share a special dance with his daughter.
Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute. I never thought through love we'd be making one as lovely as she. But isn't she lovely? Made of love. Isn't she pretty? Truly the angel's best. Oh, I'm so happy we have been heavenly. I can't believe what God has done. Through us, He's given life to us. But isn't she lovely? Made of love.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Nicole and her father. All right, Patrick, we'd like to get you back up on the dance floor. If you could please escort your mother. Give them a big round of applause.
Who knows how long I've loved you? Do you know I love you still? Will I wait a lonely lifetime? If you want me to, I will. For
a big round of applause.
Well, thank you all for coming. It was been a great day. I must say the elevator's not working from 11 to 2 was exciting, but it came off well. It was a fantastic wedding. So it was a great thing. So I really appreciate you all coming. People have gone from every part of the country, many from the Northeast, many from Texas, California, even some folks have come in from Europe to come visit. And I really thank you all for those long distances. And of course, we need to thank the Santa Fe contingent, which is strong over there. So thank you all. Let's give us all a round of applause for everybody who's coming from out of town. It's nice to have me sit up here and talk about, this great event. But in reality, I didn't do anything. I actually said, yeah, I like that wine. That's my special gift. But I should say that there are many people who participated in this, but my wife, Teresa, really took on the burden of that. My German grandfather used to call her the little commandant. And so she clearly, now she could not defy physics, and the electricity didn't go out. I don't know what happened. But you tried. Okay. So I want to say a few things about Nicole and Patrick. I don't know if I'll get a chance. Nicole is very special. She's a really happy kid. I remember even, about 10 minutes after she was born, she was in my wife's arms, and I started talking to her. And I'd always talk to her when, she was in, my wife's belly and everything. And she turned her head and looked at me and smiled. And, that's when I knew I was a dad. And it was a great experience. So, for the folks that are dads, when you come home with your kids and they're so happy to see you. I remember I was working in Connecticut, and I would come home, and my daughters would be at the gates. We tried to keep them from going up the stairs, and they were going, Daddy, 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 Daddy. And that was a great experience. But then they become teenagers. We call it the cat years, where you put out some, food and hope they come and maybe they'll talk to you. So with my daughter she's independent, she's inquisitive, she's happy-go-lucky, she wants to do new things. And, she's beautiful, and she was popular. She is every dad's nightmare. So we went long years, waiting for her to come home from parties, looking at the clock, when is the curfew going, blah, 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 blah. So, but, they grow out of that. And what's interesting now, my kids have become young adults, and they've become our friends. They become people you hang out with, have dinner with, and have a great time with, and it's really a nice transition. So it does get better, and they do come back. They become puppies again. So this is when we met Patrick. So our family, a bunch of friends, were up in Breckenridge, and we had a great dinner, drank a lot of wine, and ate all the food. And I get this box of wine and cheese and Italian meats. Like, where did this come from? This guy, Patrick Soldo. Who is that? And, I go to Nicole, well, who's this guy? Well, I just started dating him. And he's a really nice guy. And I said, ooh, he's a keeper. So, we got to know Patrick, and Patrick is smart and ambitious. He's really kind. I mean, he's a really gentle soul. He really is. And, you know, what every dad wants for their daughter, the son-in-law, that really, you know, wants to take care of his daughter, wants to, you know, hold her when she's sad, wants to rejoice with her when she's happy, and is going to protect her and partner with her the rest of their lives. And I think Patrick, you know, I've gotten to know him over the years. He's got this, they call it integrity. And he gets that from his family. You know, I got to meet, Teresa and I went down and had a great time with people in Santa Fe and met a lot of people, and we know where he gets that from. He's a very polite guy who's got a lot of character. And so that's what every dad's looking for in their son-in-law. So with that, I want to end this. I've been a little long-winded, but I want to make a toast to Patrick and Nicole. And good luck.
Folks, a big round of applause for Patrick's father, Mr. Fred Saldo, and Patrick's stepfather, Mr. Charlie Brewer.
Thank you. Hey guys, I have to put my glasses on my head to read, so now I can't see any of you. But I'll do my best. So, I've heard that the best speech makers follow 3 simple rules. They stand up, they speak up, and then they very quickly shut up. And I'm going to try and do that. But first I have to get some thank yous out of the way. Kevin and Teresa, AG, Matt, Nana Rose, Nana Pat, significant others, all of the extended Koch family. Thank you for our most beautiful wedding. Thank you. To celebrate and honor Patrick and Nikki. I also want to thank Google for helping me write this speech. On a more serious note, Kevin and Teresa, I want to thank you for creating such a beautiful daughter. She's not only beautiful, she's confident, compassionate, and incredibly kind. I think in this very moment, Patrick, you're fully realizing how truly blessed and lucky you are to have Nikki in your life. And to have this beautiful family as your new family as well. Well done. Nikki, thank you for being you. You are so beautiful. You know, from my perspective, you know, since Patrick has been with Nikki, I've seen a really profound change in him. He has collected himself as a young man, and he's stepping into his life now. And I know that is all the result of Nikki, having her behind you, Patrick. You are a lucky man, son.
I am. Luckiest.
So where is Charlie?
Right here.
Come stand here with me for a second. So, I can't read. The Saldos, the Brewers, the Bodelsons, their partners, spouses, children, we want to embrace and welcome your family into ours. More importantly, Nikki, with all our love, compassion, caring, we welcome you into our family. We will always love you as our own, and I promise you that. Okay, so I heard this one time, that marriage can be like a deck of cards. First you start off with a beautiful diamond and pounding hearts. Then at times, you can end up looking for a club and a spade. Rhetorically speaking, on the club and spade. Life will challenge your marriage, I promise you that. So Patrick, allow me, and Nikki, allow me some imparting words to keep that beautiful diamond that you have next to you, Patrick, happy and your heart's pounding. Number one, never stop telling each other how much you love each other. Promise to keep believing in tomorrow, because tomorrow is what forever is made of. All of your tomorrows. Don't forget that. And the most important thing coming up here is know that a successful marriage is not a gift, but it is an achievement of commitment, endurance, hard work, respect, compassion, and most importantly, a deep, growing love for each other. Don't forget that. Now, Pat, Rick, just kidding, Patty. I'm just kidding. Some very important words for you, never to forget. And you have to realize that they have to be able to flow off your tongue with just ease. Because if you get this down pat, no pun intended, your marriage will be forever lasting. So Patrick, please look into your beautiful wife's eyes and repeat after me. Yes, dear. You are right, dear. Forgive me, dear, I am sorry. If you get those down, son, you have it made. You have it made. Let's all raise our glasses and toast to Patrick and Nikki. Congratulations!
Love you, Dad. Thank you, Dad.
Charlie, I know you have some words to say.
A couple of words keep coming up in my mind. Talked to my mother about it. I've gone back over historically over some events in my life. Two words are hope and expectation. And I don't know what a man is made of if he's not his mother's hope and the woman he loves expectation. Men, I mean, they need us for some reasons. Other than that, I watched a situation a number of years ago where a woman was dying, and the doctor told me about, he walked out of the room, and I said, well, you didn't tell her she was dying. And he said, well, you always have to keep giving her hope. And I thought, I remembered that, stuck in my mind, and I met a beautiful woman a couple of years later. And I saw what she was all about, and she was all about hope. Had 3 beautiful children. They're beautiful today. And then I watched her toughness as she raised these kids. And it was all about hope. And it was all about expectation, but it's gone full circle. And for our son, you are now hope, Nikki. Okay? And your expectation of Patrick is what will make him a man. And so that's all what I learned from Patty, and learned from my mother, learned from my late wife, that a good woman is what makes a man. And we saw that in you a long time ago. And thank you, Mom and Dad. I know Patty appreciates you for who you are and what you are. And you've changed his life. And We wish you all the best, but you, like I said, you are our hope. And now it's your expectation that will make your life. Thanks.
Alrighty, folks. Next up, a big round of applause for Chris No.
First off, I'd like to say that it's an absolute honor to be standing up here as Patrick, the best man. I'd also like to follow that up with, I'm a little disappointed and kind of jealous of you, Nikki. Because in light of recent legislative changes, I thought that it would be my turn to lock you down, Patrick. In all seriousness, Patrick is one of the best people I've ever known. Honestly, superlative in terms of being a man, being a friend, and as of today, being a husband. I've known him for almost 5 years now, and for that entire time, I didn't really see him as a friend. I saw him as more of a brother. Specifically, a big brother, because I've learned so many things from him. I'd like to consider myself relatively young, 24 years old, but I can admit to myself that I have a lot to learn about being a man and about being a friend, and about how to treat someone that I love. But I'm proud to say that what I do know about those things, a lot of it I learned from Patrick. I learned a lot from watching him. He didn't necessarily know he was teaching me these things, but I learned from observing the way that he feels about Nikki, the way he talks about her, and even all the little things like the way he holds doors for her, and the way he pulls her chair out for her, and the way he's taken on the responsibility of thinking for two, thinking about her always and putting her first, making sure she's good. So in the time that I've known Patrick, he's been a very special kind of friend, the friend that I can call at any time, wherever I am, whatever the situation is, and say, hey, look, buddy, this is the situation, and I don't know what to do, and I kind of need you. And every single time I've approached him under those circumstances, he's responded with the same 3 words. And those words are, I've got you. I've got you, man. What do you need? He doesn't ask any questions. He doesn't try to guilt trip me. He doesn't try to emphasize that the situation I've found myself in is my own doing. He just says, I've got you. And then he springs into action, trying to make things better. And that's just the person you are, Patrick. You can ask any of your friends, anyone that knows you pretty well. You are generous, you're very caring, you're loyal, and almost to a fault, you put others before yourself. Woo! Now, we all know this, all of your close friends, we all know this because we've spent so much time with you. That's why I would be lying to you guys if I said that when Patrick first started dating Nikki, we weren't a little concerned. We wanted to know, like, who's this girl that Patrick's replacing all of us with? Who's this girl that he's spending all of his time with, and who's changing the Patrick that we became best friends with? For instance, I don't know if you remember, but a few years ago before you started dating Nikki, I came over to your house and I noticed that the clock in your room was set to, I want to say 3 or 4 hours ahead of the actual time. And I said to you, like, I don't know why you don't fix that so you actually know what the time is. And you told me that it helps you get places on time. It helps you get up on time. And I remember making fun of you for it and saying, like, wait, so you need to be under the impression that you're 4 hours late for something so that you can kind of make it on time? But that was your process, and it worked, kind of. And I remember about probably just under a month after you started dating Nikki, I went over there and your clock was set to the actual time. And that's when I realized all of our concerns were kind of well-founded because she was changing you, and she is changing you. But all of those things are for the better, and she makes you a better person every day. It's at that point that I also realized that you are making the necessary changes to your life to be a better person and to be with the person that you love. Now, while that concept was easy to grasp for me, it wasn't necessarily easy to accept, just because you're my best friend. You know, like I've had some of the best times of my life with you. I've made some of the best decisions of my life with you. Also, some of the worst. But those are stories for another time. But because I saw how important she was to you and how good she was for you, that's when I started making a conscious effort to get to know Nikki. And that's when I realized that Nikki bears an uncanny resemblance to me. As far as her personality and her mannerism, she's almost exactly like me, so I get it, dude. What's not to love? I've learned that she's every bit as caring and as loyal and as good of a person as you are. And I've also learned that you guys are perfect for each other. Like you guys are made for each other and you make each other better. Now that's not to say that you guys have a fairy tale relationship or a fairy tale wedding, because I honestly think that I would be doing you a disservice by calling your relationship a fairy tale relationship. It's a very real relationship with real problems that I have watched you both face together and overcome together as a team and one entity, essentially. And that's an important thing and it's a good thing, because I'm not going to tell you that I know what marriage is like or what it's about, but from what I've heard, the easy part is over. And now you've got marriage and you've got children coming up, and I honestly don't know if I know any two people that are more well suited for that job. Let's see. I can't thank either of you enough for letting me be a part of your lives, and for introducing me to a caliber of friend that's beyond anything I thought was possible. For teaching me that life is about striving to be better, and surrounding yourself with people that make you better, and hoping that you have the same effect on them. I don't know if I'll be able to repay you guys for the impact you've had on my life, but I guess at this point I need to be selfish and ask you for two more things. The first is for Nikki. I know this goes without saying, and I have no doubt that you will, but I need you to take care of my best friend, Patrick. He's one of the most selfless people I've ever met. And I have no doubt that 11 times out of 10, he's going to put you before himself. So I need you to be there to take care of him and help him remember to take care of himself. The second thing goes for both of you. And I just want you both, anytime you need anything, ever, I want you both to not hesitate to let me know, because I've got you. And with that, I'd like everyone to raise the glass for Patrick and Nikki. I love you guys. You're my best friends. Congratulations.
Next up, she's ready to go. Keep it going for Adrienne Koch.
All right, so I'm very bad at speeches, socially awkward, but what I just want to say mostly is that, I mean, Nikki, you've been my whole life, basically. Like, you're my sister, you're my best friend, you're my everything. And growing up, you've always been the one I call on, always been the one I look up to. Like, you've always been the one that I go to for everything. And I'm so blessed to have an older sister like you in my life, because I would be lost without you. And you're everything I've ever gone through: high school, boys, relationships, like missteps, everything. Like, you've always been the one that I call, and you've always been there for me. Like whether it be picking me up at 2 a.m. on a golf course, or I don't know, picking me up anywhere at a random party. Like if I called you, no matter where it was, what time it was, like you were there, and you have just been, I don't know who I would be or where I would be without you. You're my best friend and my sister, and I love you so much. And and Patrick, you coming into Nikki's life has been so magical because I just feel like I have another brother, I have another best friend, I have another, just someone who's taking care of me when I can't take care of myself. And I got you, yeah. And I think probably my favorite memory is when I realized Pat was the best for Nikki. It was when we're in Ecuador, like we're all stressed out, like you're getting off a 4-hour bus ride, and here comes Pat holding all of the baggage, like Nikki's backpack, his backpack, just like walking out, like just Nikki's not holding anything, like just like, here we go, like and Pat's just like, I got it, dude, and he's like, let's go, like that's just what I love about you, because you take on everything and you take care of us, and you don't even ask for anything in return, you just do it because you love us, and I appreciate you, and I love you, and I wish you both so much happiness, and I love you both so much.
All right, folks, next up, keep it going for Kristen Wathweiler.
All right. It's a little stressful following those two speeches because they were so good. But Nikki, you have been my best friend and my sister for the past 20 years, which saying that out loud is very weird. And whether we were younger thinking that making nature museums, meaning putting leaves on our driveway and thinking people would pay $5 to come see it, or we were gonna take a nap and I snapped my head back and gave you a black eye before the talent show. Or whatever we were doing, you have always just been, we never miss a beat, we are the best of friends, we pick up each other's sentences, we have the same sarcasm, everything we do, no matter how many years go by that we don't see each other every day, it's like every time I see you, nothing has changed, no time has passed. Something many people also maybe don't know is I knew Patrick before there was Patrick and Nikki. And I remember meeting Patrick at his old apartment in Boulder, and he was such a sweet guy, and every time I would see him out after that, we always would act like we were the best of friends. We would give each other hugs, and everything was great. But the moment that I was at a show and I was giving Patrick a hug, and Nikki came around him, I was like, what? What is this? What do you mean? And then I found out they were dating, and I could not have been happier. I've seen Nikki date a plethora of other people, not in a crazy way. That came off wrong. But I have seen her date other people, and there was no one that could even, everyone that you had been with before, that really came off wrong. Everyone that I saw you with before, whether I liked them or did not so much, some of them, there was no one that was good enough for you, in my eyes, until Patrick. And honestly, when Patrick, he didn't live with us, but he was there often, and if I wanted a sparkling water, Patrick would go out to the store and within 10 minutes would be back with the sparkling water. Not because anybody asked him to, not because I'm not Nikki, he did not owe me that at all, but he treated us all like we were as good as Nikki, and that he wanted to do the best for us that he would for Nikki, and I couldn't imagine anything better than the two of you together. Your relationship seems so easy and so mellow, And I can only hope that someday I'm in a relationship that is as loving and caring as what you two have, because it is just the most real love I've ever seen. And I love you both, all of my heart, and I wish you the happiness that all the world has to offer.
All right, folks, last but certainly not least, big round of applause for Sydney Westland.
So I have graph paper that I wrote on, and no one else wrote their speech down, but I have graph paper. I've met most of you this weekend, but for those of you who don't know me, I'm Sydney, one of Nikki's 11 best friends. Coming up with the perfect speech for your best friend is no easy task, especially when there's 300 people looking at you. So first off, I would like to thank Silver Coin Tequila for making this speech possible. I got you. When I was writing this speech, I started to think back on our friendship and realized in 8 years, Nikki and I have been through more than most friends go through in a lifetime. From graduation to traveling abroad, moving like 10 times in 2 years. You going back to school like 10 times in 2 years. Losing loved ones, finding new loved ones, and just trying to figure out what the next step in life was. Sorry, that was my graph paper. Through all of those adulthood milestones, the one thing I remember most about you is you by my side, laughing, joking, making the hard and boring parts of life fun. I couldn't ask for an amazing best friend. You are the most loving, loyal, beautiful person inside and out that I've ever met. You are always in my corner, whether I'm right or wrong. I'm never wrong. Nikki, you really do know what it takes to be a true best friend. Thank you for never letting my life be boring or predictable. Because of you, we are just as fun, carefree, sometimes immature, and exciting as we were the day we met in college. I have never seen you more comfortable and happy in life until you met your husband. And I thank you, Patrick, for giving my best friend everything she deserves and more. I'm done with that one. We all know what a little shit you are. And it takes a great man with a great deal of love, patience, understanding, and red wine to take on the job of her husband. And Patrick, I know you're well prepared. Patrick, thank you for being there for me over the last 2 years. You've been a big brother through a lot of things that I needed a big brother for. And Mom, you didn't give me one, so I got one. He's right here. You have been there for me through thick and thin, and not because Nikki's my best friend, but because you wanted to be. And I can't tell you how much I love you for that. We're all a little weird. And life is a little weird. But when you find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join up and fall into a mutually satisfying weirdness. And we call it love. True love. Nikki and Pat, here's to finding true love. I love you.
to pieces. Stylin', wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop skipping. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you.